Hello, this is Run the Numbers. My name is Jason, and we're on the go in motion, making this video here part of our warm-up series. So yes, we're walking through the streets of Los Angeles, California. Looks like we're about to have a big rainstorm, so I want to be quick and mention that this video is part of our 100 videos challenge. That's a challenge to get 100 videos published to YouTube in 100 days, roughly about a video a day, of course. And we're gonna put this video today to continue talking about side hustles. I've put a couple of previous videos related to side hustles, but today we're gonna get into naming yet another example of a good side hustle for you to consider. Now, the topic today and the specific side hustle to consider is tutoring. You could also kind of put into this realm, this area is also teaching or being a teacher's assistant, and that is to say, helping convey the knowledge you have to others. And obviously you could look into that and have it kind of alarm bells ring here that could be, of course, very lucrative, because a lot of people might pay quite a good pretty penny to level up their skills or otherwise learn something that you can help them learn. I'm not going to get too far into the details of what's a way that I have had this side hustle. I do currently have this as a side hustle. I'm a software engineer, so I do teach and tutor and even do a little bit of code review, and so I'm kind of in this sphere of helping others kind of level up with web development, programming, computer programming, and just in general software engineering. I'm not going to get into too much of the details of some of my previous experience doing that, from in-person to online and kind of my whole journey. Maybe I'll save that for another day, but I just want to open up this general concept of teaching and tutoring. I kind of already sort of led into this with a previous video where I said about side hustles, the fastest way to get started. To go check out that video, I'll put the link in the description, where it could very well be beneficial that you have very little of a ramp up, because you already have the knowledge. Hopefully you're teaching something that you know very well, and thereby you don't have to go spend 6 months, a year, or more, or any significant amount of time finding resources and basically learning. Hopefully this is something you already have down pat, and so you might want to think through, well, what's something you already know. So say you have a career in this, and that's my example, of course, being a software engineer, but it might be something like you're a bilingual speaker, so you're happy to teach one or the other of the languages you speak. Maybe even you speak multiple languages more than just being bilingual. So this is to say, maybe you could use that as that's just so many different examples. So those are just off the tip of my brain there, the tip of the tongue, things to mention. But this is to say, consider the knowledge you have in a particular area, and obviously the more specialized, the better, so that you could see as a way to have it be more to have this side hustle be more lucrative. The more in demand the knowledge you have, and if you have kind of a unique and an interesting way, I'm going to go ahead and turn around here. If you have an interesting way to teach it as well, all these are just, good ways to spell out that a great side hustle is teaching and tutoring. Now you might point to this and say, well, one possible disadvantage is that this side hustle is very similar, or at least it could be very similar to your primary job, your day-to-day, your 9 to 5. You know, if you're a software engineer like myself, and then you turn around and have a side hustle that's also teaching and tutoring for software areas in software engineering, it's very much an interesting bag in that it could be an advantage. You could be strengthening some of your skills. Some ways it could be a disadvantage because you're not finding a separate siloed creative outlet. Maybe that's the whole point of your side hustle, so you're not getting that. It could be just you're reaching exhaustion, and you're just gonna find burnout just because you're literally from 9 to 5 or more for your day job. You're staring at a computer screen, digging into the code for your primary job, and then you go home, and then late at night into your side hustle yet again. You gotta stare at a computer screen and dig into more code, and that could just provide something of exhaustion and burnout. And that's definitely something I've mentioned in some previous videos as to a possible risk of a side hustle, is that you don't want to reach exhaustion and burnout. Those are some dangers there. So you got to kind of figure it out on your own if this is something that could be a fit. How much of an overlap of your side hustle, you're transferring over these skills, and there's advantage there, of course, quick to ramp into it, all these things, but at the same time, it's something of a double-edged sword, and you got to realize, is this actually not a good side hustle? So all that goes into the picture, some things to think about, and I want to leave you there and have you think through these thoughts related to teaching and tutoring. But it's yet another example of a side hustle for you to consider, and I'm hoping to bring it top of mind for you here now. All right, that's all I got for you. Gotta wrap.